everyone, this is Attorney Lillian with Lillylegal, and I am here today with your Tuesday tips. If you find this video helpful, please feel free to share it, like it, and subscribe if you are watching in a place where you can subscribe. So today we are going to be talking about where to start in your immigration journey, right? What's the first step you need to take? What's the second step? And so on and so forth, okay? So again, as you guys know, my Tuesday tips are short, so I will run through this really quickly. But if you want a more in-depth view of this, please go ahead and watch my other videos where I talk more in-depth about different types of cases and how to go through and the process that you have to go through, okay? So again, let's try and get through this. The first step is to know your immigration history. Make sure that you know every single application you've ever filed. All the information that you put in there are correct, so that when you're filing your new application, you are putting the correct information. Make sure that you know your immigration history. That's the first one. The second one is to gather the documents. Sometimes the documents you need are in a foreign country and you need to request it. So you need to make sure that you are requesting those documents before you start the process, because you want to make sure that it gets to you in time, okay? So typically when my clients come in, I give them a whole list and we go through it to see what they need to request and make sure that they're requesting it right away. Depending on the country, it can take days to months to get something like a birth certificate. So it's really important that whatever documents you need, if you don't already have it, that you are requesting it right away so that you have it in time for when you want to file. Now that you know your history, you have your documents, the next step is to fill out the forms. When you're filling out the forms, there's certain information that almost every single application, for example, if you're applying for a green card, a fiancé visa, naturalization, there's certain information that's required for each of those forms. Like almost all of those forms have the same requirements. They want to know everywhere you have lived for the past 5 years. So you need to remember where you lived, the address, the date that you moved in, the date that you moved out. If you moved 5 times in 5 years, you need all of those, okay? The move-in date, the move-out date. Everywhere you have worked for 5 years, okay? This means if you have worked in 5 places in the past 5 years, you need to know what date you started, right? And what date you ended. You need to know what your occupation was, what the name of the employer was, and their address. Okay, so these are information that sometimes is hard for people to remember on the spot. So it's really important that you take the time to get that information. You will need information about your family. So your parents, you need their date of birth, where they were born, where they live. So all those information, you need to have it for the forms. So again, know your history, have your documents ready, have the information ready so that you, for the forms, and then you file your application and you wait for the rest of the process, which will usually go. You file your application, you get the receipt notice, you get the notice for your biometrics, or a letter saying that your biometrics has been waived. You get your interview, and then you get a decision or a notice of intent to deny if something went wrong, okay? So that is the sequence. That's where you start. So the first step is know your immigration history, okay? Know when you file for your B2 visa, what you put on there. Because if you put information that's false, you want to be talking to your lawyer about it ahead of time. Okay, so if you found this helpful, please do share it with your community, like and subscribe if you're watching in a place that you can subscribe. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. The link is in the description. And I do post videos outside of the Tuesday tips and the immigration chats. So feel free to do that. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.